How do you know if a question you're crafting will yield the results you're seeking? Test it. There are a couple of ways you can do this. You can start by asking your friends how they'd answer the question. I find this fascinating, but I'm pretty sure my friends find it annoying when we get together and I toss them 5 job interview questions I'm prototyping. A second way is akin to what designers of standardized tests do. They embed a few new questions that don't count toward the test scores into the test to see how people respond. Whenever you run a hiring process, include a test or prototype question or two. Sometimes you'll find that everyone answers the question in exactly the same way. I tend to believe that means it's a bad question because there are no meaningful distinctions in answers. With that data, I can then tweak it for future rounds or nix it in favor of something else. Sometimes test questions will yield unexpected answers. Again, maybe this is helpful information, or maybe it means there's a giant hole in my question that I didn't see before now. Another way to test questions is through what's called concurrent validity. Concurrent validity in this instance essentially means asking the questions of people who are currently doing the role to see how they respond. Their answers will begin to tell you if you've crafted a solid question, or if they might simply be confused by it. You might even be able to see distinctions between how quote-unquote high performers and low performers in the role answer the question. Note the differences. In a modified concurrently valid way, you can work with people who are currently serving in the role you're hiring to create the hypothetical questions and scenarios. To begin to uncover scenarios, ask questions like, what's something you do frequently in this role that requires a judgment call? What's the best way to address it? And then use that information to reverse engineer it into a hypothetical question you can use in the hiring process. Keep it KSA all the way. Here's where people get themselves into trouble, including trouble that can lead to claims of discriminatory hiring practices. If a question is not directly related to the KSAs necessary for the role, don't ask it, even out of curiosity, even as friendly banter while walking them to the door. As I was leaving an interview for a job earlier in my career, and we were in the midst of saying goodbyes at the door, someone who interviewed me said, Sonova, that's an interesting name. What's the origin? This question put me in an awkward position, because the last thing they could have heard me say was, you can't ask that. It's an illegal question. It took me by surprise and reflexively I answered, I think it's Czech. In the future, instead of answering the country of origin, I could say, what's the origin? My parents. Or, I'm actually not sure. Indiana? Don't put people in the position to call you out for asking something you legally can't. Keep it KSA all the way. You might just be making small talk to try to put someone at ease. That's a beautiful ring. Are you engaged? Married? Don't ask it. Oh, you went to State U? I have some friends who went there. What year did you graduate? Don't ask it. Sorry, I'm a bit tired today. I was up all night with our baby. Do you have kids? Don't ask it. At the close of this module, I've included a number of articles that cover questions you can and can't ask. If at that point you're still wondering about the legality of some of your questioning, you can always start by searching online and use sites like sherm.org. You can consult an employment attorney, or you can just not ask it. Find other questions. As a guide, keep it KSA all the way. And speaking of don't ask questions, take a minute, literally a minute, to list as many don't ask questions or categories that you can think of. I already gave you a few to get started. These don't ask questions are another reason to use structured interviews. It helps you avoid the kind of offhand comment that can be problematic. Script everything. Who greets the candidate if they're arriving in person, what that person should say, who does the preamble to the interview, who does the closing, and who walks someone to the door. Think this through in detail. Not only will it help you avoid trouble, oh, is that your black Prius with the bike carrier? Which could be a way of asking if someone has a car, which likely doesn't matter unless they will be required to provide their own car to do deliveries for a job. Stick to the script.